What's up mariners, this is Abhilash Thakur and welcome back to Sailor's Guide. Alright guys, so let's kickstart our journey of rules again, and we have reached up to rule number 34. So this rule is about maneuvering and warning signals. So without wasting our time, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so in this A part of this rule, they say that if you are a power driven vessel, we have done this thing in rule number 3. What is power driven? It means a vessel which is driven by machinery, and you should be underway. Underway, you already know that you are not aground, you are not at berth, and you are not at anchor. It means that you are underway. Okay. And the third thing is that it should be in sight of one another. It means that you should be observed from one another. Okay. So all these definitions we have covered in rule number 3. If you haven't checked that video out, do watch that video first. Okay. So now they are saying that if you are a power driven vessel, you are underway and you are in sight of one another, you should give these maneuvering signals. So what are these maneuvering signals? First they say if you are altering course to starboard, you give one short blast. Okay. And if you're altering your course to port, you give 2 short blasts. And if you're using a stern engine, you're moving astern, reverse propulsion, then you give 3 short blasts. So in the previous rule, we have already covered what is short blast. So short blast means a blast which has a duration of 1 second. Okay. Alright guys, so let's move on to the B part. So B part is about that you can give light signals also, which can be beneficial in nighttime, you know. So with the supplement of the whistle, it means with the addition of whistle, you can give light signals. So the light signals are same, that for altering your course to starboard, you give 1 flash. For altering your course to port, you give 2 flashes. For going astern, you give 3 flashes. Alright guys, so in the second part of this B part, they have described that how this light should be. So the duration of the lights is exactly the same like a short blast, which is 1 second. Okay, so the duration of the light of the flash should be 1 second, and the duration between the 2 lights, it should be 1 second only. Okay, it should be 1 second. Like when you're giving a signal for the altering to port, you will give 2 flashes, right? So the duration between 2 flashes will be 1 second, right? And another part, they have explained that if you're giving 2 signals, signal means different signals, then the duration will be not less than 10 seconds. Okay, so if you are giving 2 signals which are different, so the duration between 2 signals will not be less than 10 seconds, because otherwise it will be very confusing. So now in the third subpart, what they are talking about, that a range of this light signal should be at least 5 nautical miles. Okay, it should be visible from 5 nautical miles, and there are other specifications also of this light. These are mentioned in Annex 1 of this ROR. So you can do check out the Annex 1 for more specification of the lights, and it should be all-round light, and 5 nautical miles will be the range for this light which are using for this more signal, for basically maneuvering signals. Alright guys, so let's move on to the C part of this rule. Well, this is an interesting part because this part we have covered in rule number 9 also. So these are the signal which we give in narrow channels, in fairway. Okay, so what are these signals? Let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is regarding the rule number 9, in which we have covered that if you are in a narrow channel and you want to overtake a vessel which is ahead of you, you need to ask the permission, right, by using the sound signal. So what are those sound signals? These are mentioned here. We have covered this thing in rule number 9 also. So let's recall these things. So in C part, they have mentioned that if you are overtaking vessel and you want to overtake a vessel which is ahead of you, if you are overtaking from the starboard side, you will give 2 prolonged blast and 1 short blast. And if you are overtaking from port side, 2 long blast and 2 short blast. Okay, like in previous A part what we have covered, if you're altering to starboard, 1 short blast, and altering to port, 2 short blast. Here is also the same, just you have to add these 2 prolonged blast in front of it. So 2 prolonged blast, 1 short blast is overtaking from starboard, 2 prolonged blast, 2 short blast overtaking from port. Okay, now when you have asked for the permission from the vessel which is ahead of you for overtaking, that vessel also should give signal that you can overtake by giving the affirmation signal, and that is 1 prolonged blast, 1 short blast, 1 prolonged blast, 1 short blast. Okay, this is also a Morse code for Charlie, and interestingly a Charlie in flags, which means affirmative. Alright guys, so let's talk about the D part now. So the D part says when you are in doubt, when the 2 vessels are approaching each other, when you are in doubt and you don't know what's the intention of another vessel, you should give at least 5 rapid short blast. Okay, you can give the light signal also, 5 flashes, rapid flashes, at least 5 rapid flashes you can give, and a sound signal also, 5 rapid short blast. Okay, if you are not clear what is the intention of the approaching vessel. Alright guys, so this is about the D part. Let's move on to the next part, E part. In E part, it is also about the rule number 9 in narrow channels. If you remember, in that rule we have learned that when you are near the bend in a narrow channel, you should give a signal. And what is that signal? The signal is one prolonged blast. Okay, so when in a narrow channel you are near the bend of the narrow channel, so each of the vessel which is near to the bend should give one prolonged blast. Alright guys, so let's move on to the last part. In the last part they are saying if your vessel has 2 whistles which are 100 meters apart, one should be used for the maneuvering signals. Okay, so if you like, mostly in the ships you will have 2 whistles, one is in the forward, one is in the aftmast. So normally we keep forward one for the maneuvering signals, which is practically what we do. Okay, so that's what they're saying. If you have 2 whistles which are 100 meters apart, you should use one whistle as a maneuvering signal. Alright guys, so this sums up rule number 34. If you find this video helpful, you can please press the like button and subscribe my channel. Do share this video to your friends also, so that it can reach more and more people. And if you have any doubts, you can put down in the comment section below. I will try to answer it there only. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. This is Abhilash Thakur signing off.